Northern Maine Woods, getting ready to check in at the gate as we head out to Carr Pond for our adventure and Bigfoot hunting.
Come on down.
Come on down.
This is our registration for our camping this weekend. So we are now inside the only privately owned 3.5 million acre, is that what this is?
3.5?
3.5 million acre
Cow, really?
park and preserve where you can still hunt and fish and camp and do all kinds of stuff. So it's owned by the Northern Maine Woods company.
Oh, okay.
And they allow people to go in, the public to go in and use the road and use the grounds and use the property, and they have a small fee, $6 per day use, and then $8 a day for night use.
Rush hour in Portage. We're here for our Bigfoot hunt. We have our Bigfoot experts up in the next campsite over there. And we're really looking forward to getting out into the field and seeing what we can see or find or ascertain from this environment. So we're pretty excited about it, and we'll be really excited to bring you along.
Well, there's some roads that I want to go down.
There are some roads you
You
want
got some
to?
roads picked out?
Yeah, that I
excellent.
want to try to. In between Carr Mountain and Bald Mountain, there is a, I don't know if you make it down the roads, but there's a tote trail that goes in around between the two mountains. On the other side is river and swamp, so you got two ledges, valley, river and swamp.
Now is that north of here?
Nope.
You want us to move? Are we in the way?
No. Go ahead and test it. What is it?
Oh, what this is?
Yeah, it's an Indian cucumber. Try it out.
Does it taste like a cucumber?
Kind of, sort of. It's good. Try it.
It's like a sweet cucumber. Its Latin name is Mediola virginiana. It's got supposedly has medicinal properties.
It's not spicy.
No.
No, it's sweet and succulent and crisp.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a really good food source. It's really easy to identify.
Do Bigfoot eat these?
Probably.
Bear eats these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
They
good?
really do.
It
You
is.
could try one.
I'll get you trying
That
one.
one already.
You want to put it back
It's
up
good.
and then we can put
It's okay, I'll do your job over here. Kat.
It's good. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry, John.
Here, try one.
Mediola virginiana.
Might like seeing a little better.
And you find these in mature, like we're in right here, mature deciduous forest, oftentimes on the sloping side of hillsides and stuff.
Yeah,
so
and you can look at the foliage here, and this is what it looks like. It always has these little funky
Try it,
berries
it's good.
on top, and a bunch style
It's
flower.
good.
if you were lost in the woods, you could sustain yourself quite a long time with these.
Yeah, it's not bad. They're like cucumbers.
It's what it is, you know, Indian cucumber.
See, look, they're over. This is where you'll find them in the ground cover over here. These are young ones.
Oh.
But pretty soon they're starting to have these berries. But you see how they've got like a
Yeah.
6-leaf pattern here and a 3-leaf at the top. Mm-hmm. Then you follow the root down, and if it has this nice white tuber like that, you know you've got
Nice.
Indian cucumber.
Great. Thank you.
And we'll probably find some edible fungus over the next couple days too.
Yeah, but don't just eat it. He doesn't tell me things, and like I'll just eat a fungus, and he's like, "Well, you probably shouldn't do that because there's parasites."
Do you want to give it to anybody else of your team to try?
Yes. You think it's a good idea to recon the area?
What I would like to do is I think if we could go out, you've got an area picked out that we can go and drive slowly and look around. What I usually do is I drive really slow, check out all the wetlands, you know, because a lot of Sasquatch reports, you're going to see moose and bear, but people report Sasquatch in those areas, a lot of food there.
Yep.
Or, you know, when we crest a hill, sometimes you'll have these long logging roads, and they're really long, and what I like to do is stop at the top of the hill with my binoculars and just hang out there kind of quiet like,
Okay.
15 minutes or so, and maybe stuff across the trail.
Should we all go to the same place, or should we break up in like?
Probably ought to
one-
cover more area if you got enough cameras to do it.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's why I'm saying this would be the time of the year that I suspect you'd be most likely to see a Sasquatch near the edge of the road. I mean, most of the time, I think that these things, if they're real biological creatures, would have to be spending 99% of their time where we spend less than 1% of ours. Well, because what are we doing right now? We're out here just driving this road, right? How many of you guys want to strike off through there?
Not me.
I would. No, I would too, but I mean, you know, that's a whole different ball game when you start going off then that, and you can't see very far. So yeah, you're going to be in that area, but you know, you're going to
want to have a reason to be in there, though, right? Is that what you mean?
Well, even if you were hunting, you're most likely to telegraph your position. It's going to be really hard to sneak up on a critter in there.
Right.
Where if we're driving down the road, and let's say there are berries here, this is when people tend to see bears.
Okay.
You know,
Yep.
in the springtime you'll see bears because they come out to the edges to eat the fresh grasses that are growing. But then there's a period of time where you don't see them because they're in the forest. I suppose, you know, rooting for tubers, worms, and stuff.
Right. Oh,
So-
bears eat worms.
They eat everything.
Okay.
So they're scattered over a large area. When you get, you know, times of the year when the food sources are concentrated, it makes it easier to find animals.
Okay. So we have to go to those natural growing food sources.
Well, we're right here, right now. I mean, these areas up in here, I don't see
Oh.
any raspberries there. Well, there's a few raspberries. But
Yeah.
these areas, you'd see bear. But it's really tough to see them because they'll run off. You'll just see the bushes move.
Why does brush like that get all stuff together? Is that like somebody?
They probably cut it. That's a good question because there's a lot of people that will take pictures of piles of brush and say that Sasquatch did it.
Yeah.
Maybe not right on the road.
Well,
but
right,
maybe in
right.
the middle
Right,
of
but
the
that's
Right.
most likely something to do with a logging operation. There are certain primates like gorillas and chimps that will build ground nests, and the chimps will build arboreal nests, like giant bird nests. And so some people have thought there's a possibility. Some people have reported, like the Ohio grassman, it was this big, almost looked like a beaver hut. And I mean, if you think about it, there's a lot of critters that use sticks to build things. Beavers, muskrats, birds, weaver birds. So it's possible. The fact is, it's highly probable. The problem is, there's a lot of stick structures that are caused by gravity. You know, trees fall down in the forest. People go into the forest and they log. There's a lot of stuff going on there. And I think a lot of people, you know, maybe they've seen a Bigfoot, they have a zest for it, and so they tend to identify something like, oh, that's a pile of, you know, Bigfoot did that.
So like wishful thinking, basically.
I've seen some stick structures that were kind of strange, but yeah, it's kind of, you know, you want to use this thing called Occam's razor, that the most reasonable explanation is most likely the correct. It might not be. Aliens could have come down here and gone over there and pile. It's possible, right? But what's the most likely scenario is that a skidder or something left it there.
Okay. What do you got there?
I said this kind of looks like a coyote,
Okay.
but there's no other tracks associated with it. You'd expect to see another track up in here somewhere, you know? Like something made that, but I don't know where it went after it. Unless it made the track and then, you know, stepped immediately backwards.
Or took a wicked running jump.
That's true.
Could have
But
like really jumped.
You'd expect if it had a wicked running jump that would,
It has to
Really?
land somewhere too, yeah.
they'll usually do one foot, the other foot right behind it.
Okay.
And push off.
A fox or a fisher would land both feet, you know, like that. It's just one footprint there.
Wow, these woods are like so thick. I mean, there could be something staring at us from right up there.
Yeah, and so many people say that they just
But now look
supposedly
at
stand there and
look
just
at how
kind
I'm
of
not leaving hardly anything.
Yeah, I'd say I've heard that.
See? Even if a bear, this is the problem with a bear. A bear walk down through here and won't leave any tracks.
Why don't they leave tracks? Because it's so
Look-
wide?
The ground is pretty hard. And
The
it's
ground's pretty hard, but like if a deer or a moose came through here, a deer or moose would be like this. They're concentrating their weight. I can't even really do, I can kind of do it with my toes. See how my toes dig in?
Yeah.
That's kind of, it's almost like a woman wearing high heel shoes.
Yep, yep.
Okay? Now, a bear would do, you know, or a Sasquatch or a person, see how I don't leave hardly any sign of tracks as opposed to a hoofed animal.
Yep.
So that's why I don't think Bigfoot's actively hiding its tracks. I think just the physics of its foot structure. Now we're going to be quiet.
Okay.
Shh, they don't know we're here. Nobody knows we're here.
Stop being sarcastic.
That's just not possible.
What's going on?
some weird noise down there. We stopped the car because one of the team heard something down in the woods crunching around, and now we've heard it again.
It's a woodpecker. Oh, crap. It's a woodpecker.
Or a Sasquatch mimicking a woodpecker.
Could be.
Yep, it is a woodpecker.
We have woodpeckers
Usually they're
around
way more.
sometimes.
I think
Yeah.
you'd be
One time
surprised.
I
This is
happened-
really, we were doing this one day, the grad students. The biggest bear I ever saw. It was a dead moose. We get out and we're all talking about it. I look down the road and like a 500-pound bear walks across the road.
Is that a turkey?
What did you say is interesting about this area, Mike? What did you say is interesting about this area?
Well, if you look at this tree up here,
Yeah?
and you can see this moose track right here. You can actually see where the moose. You guys see this? It's old, but where they've gone up through here.
Okay, yeah.
See all these divots?
Yep.
And you see this? All this work on this maple tree?
What is it? What work? Like
Well,
breaking.
here you can see where they've scraped the bark off,
Okay, yeah.
which moose and deer grow antlers, which a lot of people don't know this. They produce those antlers every year from scratch.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and I mean, some moose in Alaska, they can produce antlers combined that weigh 60 pounds. So, I mean, it's a lot of calcium, that's a lot of nutrients, right? And when the antlers are done, the velvet gets itchy, and they'll rub these trees to rub the velvet off. And you can tell that this is healed. So, this maple tree, they've done a couple things to it. They've browsed on it.
What's browsed?
Well, the moose will come over here and sit here and just chew on it. And that causes all this bushy growth, like if you trim the tree, every place it's broke is going to grow multiple. But what I found interesting was, can you see how that's broken?
Yeah.
Now, gorillas and chimps, sometimes when they're aggravated, they'll go through the woods and they'll grab onto something like this and they'll just snap it down, and then they go tearing by,
Okay.
like as a dominance display.
Okay.
So, a lot of people will see these tree breaks and attribute them to Sasquatch, and it's likely that a very small percentage of them probably are created by Sasquatch, but it's most likely that this was done by a moose.
Just coming down with its antlers.
Right, I mean, if you just took this out of context,
Yep.
you could say, based on behavior of gorillas, you could say, well, Sasquatch did this, but when you looked at there's a moose trail right here, so we've got the full context of the story. So,
Got it. That's
I
great.
mean, it's possible that this was Sasquatch, but it's most likely this break was done by a moose.
Okay.
What's going on?
Right over there.
What?
Poop. I don't know what kind.
We're looking for bear poop. Well, we're looking for the poop that we saw earlier. We saw poop, and then we just happened to tell Mike that we saw some poop, and he thought it sounded interesting because it might be bear poop. So I hope I don't step in it. Oh, I think they just found it. Did you find it? Is it bear poop?
It's pretty old, yeah. It's either bear poop or it's,
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
see this right here,
What is
looks
that?
like porcupine poo to me. Well, this is another thing that's really good. I mean, what are we finding here? I mean, we haven't seen an animal, but we've heard some sounds.
Yep.
And we've confirmed bear feces,
Yeah.
porcupine, we saw a partridge, all right in this one area, and moose tracks.
And there's moose tracks right there.
Moose track.
Those are big ones. Look at that. Look how deep that is.
So, I mean, this is a really rich ecosystem. There's a lot of critters here.
Which means it could support a larger animal.
It can support anything. You know, when these people say, well, you know, they'll turn around and they'll try to. I don't approach this from a point of saying, well, it's impossible, because it's possible. It's extremely unlikely. It's very puzzling. It's like a biological Rubik's Cube, but this place is swarming with critters. There's all kinds of food here. You could have another large critter surviving in this environment, you know, very easily. We have 600-pound bears. We have 1,200-pound moose. You know, deer, porcupines. Gosh, you can get a porcupine weigh 30, 40 pounds. I mean, look how dark.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't.
gonna walk in about 50 feet, and I will just disappear.
Do you hear that? Can we hear a plane? Can we hear planes out here? Mike,
What?
can you hear that humming?
I hear water running.
Do planes fly over this area?
Oh yeah, there's also Cessnas and guides and stuff.
Okay, got it.
Film it. Yeah.
I'm gonna film. Go stand over there and tell what's happening.
Can you see me in here?
I can see you where I am, but yeah. So now I can't.
I can't
How about now?
Nope, I can't see you.
All right, you guys can't see me, right?
Nope, we cannot.
Okay, I can see you guys just as plain as day.
Yeah.
Now I'll even move around. Can you see me?
I could see your arm there, but just barely.
So this just goes to show I'm only in the woods, what, 50, 60 feet?
Yeah.
Speak loudly,
So-
Tony.
So Mike just.
You can imagine if you were a critter wanting to remain hidden.
Yeah.
I'm in there. I hear you coming. I step in the woods 40 feet. You drive by, and I come back out. And look, and I'm on my way.
Mike just walked into the woods about 50 or 60 feet, and just to demonstrate that if there were animals around here that were trying to stay hidden from us, that they could walk just a short distance into the woods and be invisible to us, but yet they can see us clear as day and know that we're here and stay still if they wanted to and move slightly if they wanted to, and we would not be able to see them. We might be able to hear them, but we wouldn't be able to see them. It's almost like when you're in a house at night, turn off all the lights, you can see out perfectly
Right.
clear, but nobody else can see in.
Now, that's a really good example. You're absolutely right. And I mean, you see how dark it is.
Yeah.
Of course, we're out here, so our eyeballs and stuff, our pupils are dilated to the exposure out here. You look and you can't see anything. You get in it, you can see it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what most of Maine is covered in, especially up here where they're logging. It's super thick.
We heard 3 wood knocks as we were riding down this road. And then when we stopped and everything was still on, we heard one big smack on this road.
Just heard a whistle.
What?
Yeah, he heard it.
Wait.
Something whistled.
What?
I don't hear very well, but I heard a whistle. Here's what's really interesting about this. Is oftentimes your guy here said he heard 3 wood knocks.
Yes.
That's frequently reported, 3 consecutive wood knocks. And whistling is also reported.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Let's say potentially there's one of these creatures down here, and we've just come in this road and gone back out.
Yeah.
They might be communicating that to somebody.
Oh.
I mean, that's very peculiar to me. I haven't heard any tree knocking before. And the whistling is exactly what the guy in the elevator reported. I mean, I just heard a whistle. You heard it too, right? Yeah, I did.
You both heard the whistle.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We were standing here talking about the woods, and then we hear.
Must have been wicked loud. That's really exciting. That really is. That's unbelievable.
I don't have my night vision light, so I'm gonna have to get close to you guys, okay?
You can ask us what?
I don't have my night vision light, so I have to get close to you guys.
That's fine.
I just have to.
No, I understand. For the camera, we have to be like this.
Yeah. Was that you? But there was just a snap. Where was it? Was it your feet? We're listening for wood knocking and they just heard a whistle. Hey, what the heck was that? Hey,
Did you hear that?
that was scary, you guys.
That wasn't a vehicle.
Oh, no.
It was a.
No, that was scary.
It was right over here.
Can we go closer to the Jeep? They went like this. It was like, woo.
This would be an excellent place to stake out the chicken.
There it is again. That is not a vehicle, you guys. That's not a vehicle. It's going to...
It's okay, take a breath.
It's it'll go like this.
I don't think there's anything. What's in this direction? A road.
The campground's just down that way.
Ooh, we should have my audio on.
Something walking in the woods.
Do you want to be in the Jeep? I just want to be close. She has eyes. Eyes.
What's that sound?
I did hear something there.
It looks like two green eyes right there.
Green lines.
Yeah. When I stand up, I can't see it though. I can't see it at all.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything more.
Do you want to get in the Jeep? No, I'm alright. Okay. I'm just a little creeped out. There it is. It's a... Let's do that. Okay. Funny sounds like that. There it is again. You hear it? Yep. It's happening right now. Yeah. It's happening.
What'd you hear?
It's a really long, like, but it's long. It reminds me of the sound the one used to make at my house. But it's excessively long. But it was loud. It's loud. It's not close. It's like that way.
We have a perfect night for doing, audio tree knocks because it's real still.
Do you want to do it right now? Do you want to do a couple?
I think we need to go back, get the chicken, get your gear, get your audio thing.
I have all of it here.
Oh, you do?
I have all my stuff right now.
Well, the chicken would be useful.
Okay.
But we know where this look. We know exactly where we are.
Do you?
No.
I
But I thought that it would sound better if I said I did.
I don't know where we are.
I never know where I am.
on your GPS?
So we could definitely have what you thought with three
Yeah.
tree knocks.
There was a knock. It was like a whack, whack,
Why
whack.
aren't we knocking back? We
And
should.
then we stopped, and you heard the knock.
I
heard a knock.
I
as soon
heard
as we
one
stopped.
big
one
knock.
right after we stopped. And then we walked down here, and I said, we started to talk about the three knocks, and we hear that whistle.
So
I'm telling you that the thing is that's so classic that people will report three consecutive knocks. I haven't heard it in conjunction with whistles, but the whistle also seems to be a form of communication.
so we don't want to knock at all before we leave, or do anything, or whistle, or.
Well, we didn't bring our sticks with us. If it is one of the creatures we're after, they're reporting on the fact that we're here.
Right.
I mean, it is one of the things you got. The only option that we got is to try to lure these things with curiosity, like a coyote or something. might not know we're here. We put the chicken out. They're pretty smart too, but they'll come for that chicken. But these things might come in just to see what the hell we're doing. I mean, a lot of the interaction people get seem to be through a curiosity or a bat. There's a bat right there.
All
But I
right.
mean, if that was 3 tree knocks, I would think that was in response to us coming down this road. Because we're not doing the normal behavior stuff. We're obviously looking for shit. And that missile's
You could
coming.
see a lot. I mean, if you look down that road right now, it
Yeah.
looks like a silhouette of something tall
It's
standing.
on the right hand
I
side.
saw that too.
It's on the right hand side.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of on the right. Yeah, I mean, you could see stuff out here.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me to hear a whistle, like I said, my hearing's pretty compromised. I didn't hear the tree knocking, but when I was standing there with him, I heard a whistle down in there that,
Was interesting.
well, it's a little odd. I mean, it's doubly odd to be in conjunction with 3 consecutive wood knocks.
And then a single.
I wish
After
that-
we stopped, we heard a single.
I wish we'd gotten recordings of that. I mean, that's the real thing. If we can try to, we come back, we'll try to do some tree knocking and see if we can get a response of some sort.
Okay,
You know,
sounds good.
that would be awesome. But I don't know of anything in the woods that knocks on trees other than people.
Right.
Bears don't do it.
Oh, and like you showed us earlier, there's probably nobody in this darkness 50 feet back in the woods knocking on trees.
No.
In the dark, I mean, in the light, it was hard enough to see in
Yeah.
there.
And I mean, there are a few things that would whistle at night, but
Like,
I can't think of one
But-
right offhand.
but listen closely.
a bird,
But if
maybe,
we
or-
listen closely, do we hear any other wildlife at all right now?
No. Actually,
No.
none. No birds chirping, nothing.
There's
No.
no bugs or birds right now.
No, I mean, I saw a bat, but you're right, it's very still.
Yeah, there aren't any bugs either. You would think it's
And that whistle was like a,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it was like a whistle. It wasn't like a. Did that sound like a whistle? It was clearly a
no,
whistle.
it was similar to what I just did.
Right. And there's no bugs. There were no bugs
And
at all.
it was right down in that area. And to have that whistle follow after those 3 tree knocks is very, very intriguing to me.
Yeah, you guys, there's no peeps. There's no peeps out here?
I mean, are there any rumors about Sasquatch or what theories about Sasquatch and other wildlife or bugs even not being around when they're around?
Well, you know, there is. A fact is a good portion of the reports lead me to believe this is an apex predator, because when people encounter it in the forest, oftentimes they either report feelings of being watched, or they'll say the woods were unnaturally quiet.
Right. Which
And
is-
I would consider this to be unnaturally quiet, would you?
Well, yes, we could be having some effect on that.
Hmm.
But there's a thing, like if you imagine a bunch of dominoes, you know, or dropping a pebble in a pond, there's this radiation effect that takes place in the woods because other critters will get quiet, and then the critter beyond that will get quiet even if they didn't hear the noise. So,
Okay.
yeah. The
That
other
could be
thing-
our fault, then, you're saying?
Well, it could, but the other thing that people report, we saw a lot of sign, right?
Yep.
I think where did you guys plan? I mean, we put the chicken out here?
No, down. We're gonna have a team stay here and put the chicken halfway between us, which is 150 yards down that way, and then have a team on the other side.
Okay, well, when we get all set up, we're going to have to let shuttle trucks out.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We're gonna drive down to the other end of the straightaway, around the corner, and they're gonna walk down with the chicken and put it in the middle. And then we're gonna sit on either side and do some calls and hopefully lure out whatever's in the woods.
Is he in the game? Do you think he's on board?
I think he's on board.
I don't think the chicken's on board.
He looks ready.
This is when you need to be wired for sound. We've trained a long time for this. Okay.
No, the chicken's like, I don't want to do this.
If something comes out and it tries to get you, run in a circle, and Bill's gonna rescue you. Ah, the little chicken. I know.
You-
I know. And try to stay awake. I know you want to go to sleep, but we need you to make some noise once we stake you out.
I'm right here.
Okay.
All right, let's walk
Do
on
you have
down.
another
Mike.
camera?
All right, let's drop lights.
All right, buddy. All right, I need you to make a little bit of noise when we go back. Yeah, that's what you need right there. Yep. And I'll come back for you. Don't worry. Okay. You good chicken. Awesome roosters, huh? Yes. Okay, I think we're ready. We're ready for Operation Chicken.
Is he gonna get
I wish I
mad
had
if
something
we
more
leave him
original to say about the operation that we're doing, but
Is he gonna get mad at you for leaving him alone?
the chicken? He's probably gonna, the problem we're gonna have with him, he's gonna take a nap in about 10 seconds after we leave him. But he probably will make a noise if something comes out of the woods and starts to scare him. He probably will. He'll react, I think.
I'll react. I'm gonna come hoofing down this road here.
Okay, good.
I react
Yeah, we should have a person assigned for chicken rescue.
Yeah.
Operation Chicken Rescue.
So we've got our chicken staked out, our chicken of truth, which is our bait, our attractant, and we've been quiet for a period of time to give the woods time to quiet down. And now we're gonna do a predator call. Got a long stretch of road here. We're hoping some of the critters on either side of us will come out into the roadway, and if Bigfoot's around, he might be lured in by the predator call or the chicken. Hey Bill, you hear me? Go ahead and do 3 tree walks right now. Whenever get it set up to do it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I'm trying to find a tree. Somebody talking. Did you hear a noise? What I find really strange is that we didn't get a lot of the time when you do that kind of a call, you'll hear a coyote or something way off in the distance answer it. Well, actually, that's a crow call. But the way I'm using it sounds a lot like a wounded rabbit. I mean, they'll make an unbelievable noise. Any kind of high-pitched squeal. Oh, that's you.
I thought it was something.
That's Bill. Listen.
Wow, they do have quite a few logs pulled out.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of equipment in here.
Yeah, this would be a really good area because a lot of times people report Sasquatch in more like of a mature forest. Now, they're cutting this, which means that it's as mature as they're going to let it get. to for 3 knocks, and we'll see if we get a response from it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Wow, that's loud.
Do you hear anything? No. Hey, that's footsteps. Shh, shh, shh. Footsteps. Footsteps.
There's a big animal right there.
Did you just hear that knocking? Out there in the woods in there. It's knocking. It's knocking. It's right in there.
Location. I think we're going to a new location. Try again. Okay. When you're looking for something extremely rare, there's a lot of dry runs, you know.
Sure.
Boy, I tell you, there's a lot of critters in the woods, so it seems like everywhere we're going, we're hearing stuff.
Okay.
Place is cool.
Okay, let's do it.
My name is Bill Brock, and I represent Team Tazer Bigfoot, which is the only group here in Maine that I know of that are actually actively searching for Bigfoot. you
With
know?
live chickens.
Live chickens and trained beavers.
Trained beavers.
Yeah, you don't get that every day.
You can talk about your chickens and beavers after you tell me who you are.
We really do have trained chickens.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
Michael Merchant. I have Snowwalker Prime as a YouTube channel, which is also kind of a nickname, you know,
Why do you have a name Snowwalker Prime?
because I walk barefoot a lot, even in the snow.
Even in the snow. I heard once that you even like dive once or twice a year in the frozen.
Well, that was to train the beavers. I had to live under the ice and eat the twigs.
Yeah, you dove under ice once.
It was
I think.
tough.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
beavers are
insane.
really easy to get along with, but man, you got to practice holding your ice and getting under the water, and it's really tough to
So
habituate them.
What's your role on in Team Tazer?
I think I'm comic relief.
Yeah.
I am the founder of Team Tazer, Bigfoot. I don't know. That's about it. I don't know if there
Founder.
really is a leader.
Yeah. I don't know.
We kind of all have our own opinions. We have
Our own jobs.
group of very talented, passionate, energetic guys that like to have a lot of fun, but we're really serious, you know, about looking at cryptids, especially the creature known as Bigfoot.
Where's
We want to go this way so we can get in deeper water just for a second.
We want to stay downwind of this critter.
Do you want to do any talking on the way out?
Yeah, well, what we're doing right now is we've observed a moose, and we're just going to paddle over here and see if we can get close to the great beast. It's good practice, because the same methods that we would use to approach this moose, you'd use to approach any type of wildlife. So we'll see what kind of footage we can get.
And just completely separate, but there have been Bigfoot sightings from the water onto the shore, and
No, that's true. There are a lot of sightings on the water, and there's a lot of sightings when people are in canoes, because if you think about it, we can be really quiet, and we're covering ground pretty fast here. And shorelines represent this transitional zone where you have a change in territory, and there's a lot of water. All critters have to drink water. There's a lot of food here, a lot of wildlife, just because there's a lot of resources. One of the simplest, I guess, techniques to use when you're trying to stalk a wild animal is to convince the wild animal that you have no interest whatsoever in it. So if you kind of go at an angle, they'll think you're passing them by. You can be kind of sneaky about it, and you can shorten the gap between you and them without going directly at them. Whereas if you try to go directly at them, they take that as very threatening, and they'll usually bolt, take off. So we're just going to kind of nonchalantly zigzag our way over there so that he doesn't think we're headed directly at him.
oh, he's kind of big, isn't he?
He's a nice moose, beautiful coat.
We're turning too much. Oh, there we go. Wow, he is huge. Wow, you guys. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my god, I wish I had my camera on right now. Oh my god, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, bye bye. Oh wow, you guys. That was awesome.
Stalking.
I did, yeah. So we're getting out of the boat?
Alright, we're a couple hundred feet from this moose. The moose went into the woods. And we're going to beach the canoe. And we're going to egress into the forest and see if we can get close to the great beast and get some more footage of him. Basically, we're just practicing what we do, stalking animals, getting close to animals. Because, Sasquatch is an animal, so this is what it's all about. There's nothing fancy.
That knock was way out there, huh?
Yeah, watch the tree top. He's a good 200 yards in the woods now.
I think he's over there now.
Straight that way.
Okay.
Mike, you should put this right there.
His tracks. Good. There's bottle. There's broken glass over here. Shh, I'm not making too much noise. Okay. Yeah. How do you walk through all this? Okay. I see you. Okay.
Here's the thing, you see the terrain behind me?
Yes.
Okay. That moose had a pretty good size antler, right?
Yes.
And he just went in here. Did he hear anything?
I don't hear anything now.
Right. And look at the problem that we're having trying to negotiate this terrain. I mean, it's incredibly thick.
Yeah.
And we just saw an animal that was huge, probably 800 pounds, 900-pound animal.
Yeah.
Just walked straight through here.
Why isn't he still
It's
making
really, really thick in here. So, I mean, this is the perfect type of habitat. If you had a large, unknown cryptid, tell me the thing couldn't hide back here.
No kidding. I can't see like 10 feet down in there. I can't.
I know. I mean, we've been consistently running either into sign, fresh sign, animal sounds, the animals themselves. There's, we keep saying this is 3.5 million acres of this up here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are we going in there? Yeah.
That's Bill.
It is Bill.
When you were young, right?
Yeah.
This is the same kind of hunting. When I was a kid, you would drive and they'd put standers out and they'd leave you out there for a couple hours and they'd come back and pick you up. It's real effective because the critters are obviously moving all over the place in here. I mean, look at the scat and the tracks we found. So, to take individuals and to drop them off with recording equipment, I don't think I've really seen them do it like that. I mean, they usually drive around. I mean, what we just did here, very simple. Just drop a person off and then, drive a mile and drop another person off. I mean, think about if you had, a dozen people, you'd cover you'd be covering, 5-6 miles of area really quickly.
We're the three of us right now. Me, Kat, Christine, and Erica. We're all doing a solo in the middle of this 3.5 million acre North Maine Woods on a hunt for Bigfoot. We're hoping that we don't find something else. There are bears and coyotes and things out here, but we've been assured that we should be fine. We're supposed to be a little bit quieter than we've been, but we've had a little excitement with some observations we've been making in the sky tonight because it's such a clear night. It's a beautiful night. Our hope is that sitting out here, 3 girls, because this is a special all-girl group, hoping maybe we can attract Bigfoot if Bigfoot is out here. We're trying. That's basically it. We will check in again in a few minutes and let you know what's going on.
So Lucy, Bill, and I are sitting on the side of the road, hoping to hear signs of something walking around and maybe catch video of a Bigfoot would be nice.
So how long have we left our crew out?
About 20 minutes, 22 minutes.
You want to drive a bit further down here and see what we got? See what we can run into. What we're doing right now with this predator call, this is pretty much exactly what coyote hunters do.
Oh, okay.
You know, they'll drive. They'll do exactly what we're doing. They drive, they'll do it, just except they got high-powered rifles.
Yeah.
You know, bears are eating the clover and berries. If Sasquatch is in the area, he'll be eating it too. Pretty much you go hunting for bear, you're hunting for Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I mean, really. A fair number of bear hunters have reported seeing Sasquatch.
Really?
Yeah, usually they're sitting really quietly, or occasionally they're doing what we're doing. They're driving roads and they'll look down into a cutting or something, and they'll, you know, because they're doing what we're doing. They're going out and they're glassing and they're observing, and they just get lucky. I say they get lucky, but they're doing everything they need to do, and then a little bit of luck
Right.
helps. But I'm gonna walk down that way for a minute.
The grass just stood up. Did you hear the noises
Yeah,
Yeah.
across the street?
yeah.
Did one of them sound like antlers rubbing on a tree?
I'm not sure what that is.
Okay.
And they're in here.
Yeah.
Usually if you hear antlers rubbing on a tree, you can hear the tree moving pretty vigorously. I'm just going to walk down a couple hundred yards that way.
That sound really carries.
You can usually get a coyote response to it. Because
We've been sitting here for a good, 20 minutes? How long? 15 or 20, okay, about 15 minutes. And I, was talking to Christine, who's right there, and, it's weird. And then we heard two giant thumps behind us in this field behind us.
Yeah, real bass.
Yeah, so we don't want to get snuck up on by a bear, because there can be really super large bears out here. So we did make a little bit of noise. If it's Bigfoot's smart enough to know if it wants to have anything to do with 3 chicks. I mean, we've heard enough stories about that. But if it's a bear, it'll likely go the other way. So we've been assured.
And the wind's blowing toward it too.
Yep, the wind is blowing toward it, so, and
Little slow.
we've been camping, so it's gonna get a whiff of Maine Ghost Hunters meetup. ZeroLux Paranormal. Sorry, that's some of the realities of camping out for the weekend. So we've seen 2 shooting stars, a satellite, and a weird blinky thingy in the sky. And
Which is gone now.
we did hear some things down there, but every time we looked down there, we didn't see anything. And I don't know, I expected them to be in the road, whatever the sounds were, but
And those two deep bassy.
there were these two, I will say that.
Yeah.
That's true. Back there were these two bassy, I don't know if they were hums or if they were thumps like that lasted a long time or what, but whatever
They
it
were
was,
very
we could feel it.
Low.
We were talking in
What do you mean
it
you could feel it? Feel it where?
right here.
You're kidding me. In your chest?
Yeah, but it wasn't like a thing. It was
just low
so
and deep, like real
bassy, so low that we just looked at each other, and she was looking that way, and I knew it was from behind me. You could like feel a vibration. It was like it was.
You know, a lot of people have suggested that Bigfoot uses some type of infrasound. That's really relatively common. People reporting their chest vibrating. One guy,
But in here, but it wasn't loud. It was so low that we actually stopped and listened to it end because it was like
yeah, but I don't know of any animals in Maine that use like an ultra low.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't know that.
So we sat here in the dark,
Very quiet.
and it was very quiet. We heard the crickets, stuff like that. We had a little bit of wrestling on the opposite side of the road than what we were sitting on, but it was probably a small animal, if anything. I really didn't hear nothing behind us except for crickets.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys hear the wicked low humming
Like
a couple times?
No.
We just finished up our Bigfoot hunting weekend, and first I'd like to say a huge thank you to Team Tazer. For Mainers who don't know, Team Tazer is here in Maine. They're all through the United States, but there's only a small handful of them, and one of them is here. Actually, 2 members are here in Maine, and we were extremely lucky to be able to spend the weekend with these guys. We learned so much about bigfooting and just being outside and being out in nature and recognizing the signs of wildlife, what types of wildlife, feeding grounds, where they walk, where you're likely to find them. I can't even really explain all the stuff that we learned. We learned so much. That's just like the tip of what we learned. I hope you enjoyed our Bigfoot hunting excursion, our presentation here, and we will likely be doing this again in the future. If you'd like to join us, sign up at www.meetup.com/Maine Ghost Hunters and get to know us, and then we'll invite you on a Bigfoot hunting weekend. We'll have a good time. For now, we're pretty tired. Got up really early in the morning, went to bed really late at night, had an awesome time. I guess that's it. We'll see you next time.